Hey everybody. I thought I would read you some of the introduction to my book, The Turpentine Diary. I look at her and I see a scar. It's a healed scar, pigmented back into the color of her flesh that once at that site was white. Remnants of a gash presented to her, this maiden girl, born on a Wednesday, with ringlet curls of black adorning her head. A storybook of a garden of verses would be read to her, and one verse would always stick out. Wednesday's child is full of woe, as she looked at the picture of the little girl sitting on the floor crying, a ringlet of black curls around her head. She would look back throughout her life and be reminded of each day of the week and how her day was Wednesday. Her mother would set an intention and pray for her to be born, while kneeling on a red velvet cushion inside of a small, white, board and batten wooden church with Gothic arched windows of stained glass to filter in the light. A church that stood in a small southern town called Monticello, just east of Tallahassee, the capital of Florida. Some of her earliest memories would be on the church grounds hunting for Easter eggs under pink azaleas with white dogwood flowers blooming in the landscape. Green grass and chocolate bunnies, jelly beans and Spanish moss. She remembers the smell well of crayons and wooden Sunday school tables, printed Sunday school coloring sheets that you were made to stay between the lines on, nativity angels, Christmas Eve, and a little baby in a box of straw. Her story begins here. You're probably wondering who I am. I am her essence, her spirit, the one who has been with her through many lifetimes, growing her soul so that she can feel her full potential. Listening to her guide, that small voice inside of her, aids her in remembering her soul path. Of course, it is her free will not to choose the subtle hints, but no matter of what path she takes, the lessons will be presented in one form or another on the spiral path of lifetimes until the lesson is learned. For time is not linear, it is spiral, and we keep getting the same lessons within different situations until our soul has grown enough to learn from them. She had other memories too, for instance, being held by soft chocolate hands and being strolled down the streets of the small southern town in a stroller on sunny days. Cinderella birthday parties, Shetland ponies, and a log cabin playhouse. She also remembers the smell of a man's cigar and him leaving through the front door of a home she lived in. As a toddler, she remembers using the bathroom in a shoe in a dark closet. But these memories will be safe for later in the story. Her story. Having been conceived from the essence of her parents, she would have Florida pioneer family roots and become an 8th generation Floridian and a 5th generation Tallahassee lassie. She would be birthed into a world of Southern charm, shadows, and storytellers.